Greetings. It's good to come together in the second week of Lent, this Friday. And today I would like to reflect a little bit on the station Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. Our Gospel writer today quotes from Psalm 118. It was the stone that was rejected that has become the cornerstone. Veronica steps forward out of the crowd. She does something courageous. She reaches out to somebody who was rejected. We find ourselves both challenged and comforted by Veronica. She pushed her way through the crowd, recognizing that beneath the blood and the sweat of this man, there stood before her a man in need. She is a great reminder that we too are called to be a people of compassion, to feel with others. And this is possible for ordinary men and women like ourselves. The church community is called to be the face of Christ in the world today, to show Christ's compassion to others. Pope Francis, in The Joy of the Gospel, writes that he would prefer to see a church which is bruised and hurting, which is dirty, a church that has been out on the streets, rather than a church that is unhealthy from being confined and from clinging to its own security. He says that the church is first and foremost a people advancing on its pilgrim way towards God. The church must get out of the sacristy. It must go to people on the margins. It must, those famous words, have the smell of the sheep. Veronica stood in a place of compassion in relation to Jesus. She was what the church community is called to be. Cardinal Angelo Comistri writes the following about Veronica. A woman steps out of the crowd, keeping alight the lamp of our humanity. She wipes his face, and she finds his face. How many people today have no face? How many people today are relegated to the margins, the very edges of life, exiled, forsaken by the apathy that breaks? Only those, he says, who are afire with love are truly alive. Those who bend low before Christ, the Christ who suffers, those who bend before those who suffer in the world today. Today, for tomorrow may be too late. We, as Pope Francis says time and time again, should be gifts to the world, gifts to one another. We must not just simply go through life, but we must give life. Not to complain about life, but to share in the tears of all those who suffer. Courage, he says. The Lord expects great things from you. Today, let us reach out to someone who is on the margins, someone whom we know is suffering, someone who feels rejected, someone who feels outcast. Let us recognize the stone that is rejected, and let us make that person feel important, feel like a cornerstone, even if it is just for today.